I don't know if we're really supposed to be in here, but maybe not that old either. It's a decline. There's a bunch of gates here. They're open. There wasn't any signs on. It said stay out or anything. So we'll go for a little walk here and see what we can find. You could drop a car in here. Looking huge. Obviously this is an abandoned mine, but who knows when it was abandoned. Big in here. Stock for there's a few little razors and stuff in here. Alright, it's a stope. Yeah, pretty cool. Big mine. Maybe still some explosives there. There is too. No, it's not explosives. They're bags from explosives. I catch shit for going in here. Oh well, what are they going to say? Obviously they had haul trucks in here hauling this ore out of here. It doesn't look like it was very long ago since it was operational. Well, I would guess. Maybe. There's a lot of footprints in here, so there's been quite a few people wandering in through here. And it doesn't look like there hasn't been any equipment in here anytime as of late. And there wasn't really any operational equipment on the surface. But yeah, it's a pretty cool decline ramp. Goes down a long ways. You notice the writing, return, some of it was in English. Oh, there's a big vein here. Yeah, this is a big mine. I'm gonna make sure that I have my front decanter and have all this writing on these walls. I saw a whole bunch of other smaller areas that, this is a backfilled stope here. Alright, so yeah, there's a very large mine here. And pretty rosy looking stuff here, which sometimes that almost looks like kind of like a ruby silver. So I would think that looks like maybe some silver. Very nice color, pinkish kind of stuff. Ruby silver, it's a ruby color underground, but as soon as it hits the light, apparently it turns white. And it doesn't look like that anymore, from what I understand. Alright, so I don't know how far we want to go into this mine here. Probably be a bunch of people screaming at us when we get out. We're used to that. Oh, isn't that beautiful, eh? Some just gorgeous looking material in here. Nice colors in here. Unbelievable. How stable is this? It looks not bad. A beautiful ruby color in here. Red. This obviously hasn't been worked for quite a while. Probably maybe only about, I guess maybe 5 years, I would think, maybe, since this was operating, I would guess, if I had to guess. It's a massive mine, though. Oh, look at them stoping the pillars in here. Oh, wow. Is that all the light we got? Oh man, look at them. Look at those pillars and the stope. Oh wow. Oh, this is awesome. It's so easy to get into, you know, you got this huge decline going down into here. You could drive right in here. I got a couple little veins shooting off in all kinds of directions. I guess probably more like a test vein or something to see where the stope might have went to. Wow, look at that. Oh, that's just awesome. That big boulder hanging off the black there, a boulder, just a big gob. And there's material they would have been mining. That looks nice, eh? That's just awesome looking material. Oh, yeah. You can always tell that's what they're mining because they're basically just using that for pillars to hold the stope up. So if they hadn't done that, they would have mined that. That looks exactly like the material they would have mined. Oh, just a massive mine. Wow, we're just going to stay on the main level. I mean, it's just so massive in here. You seen some light there? No. Oh, wow. That's just great. Holy jeez, this is a colorful mine. All right, so. Yeah, it's been a while since they worked this, obviously. So this may be where their explosives were stored in there, I would guess. Oh, there's a decline going down. Down to lower levels. I don't think we should stay in here too long because we're probably not supposed to be here. And there's two gates that were open, but they're probably going to have a lock at them at some point. So we don't want to be locked in here. We're seeing all kinds of different types of mineralization here. Yeah, there's lots of mines in Zacatecas. No surprise. You know, look at the awesome ore they have here. And there's an operating silver mine just about kind of across the road, right in this town. So chances are this ore deposit might be owned by the same company. And they probably don't want anyone in here. But I don't think we're going to stay in here too long. Let's see if I can give that guy some better leave while I can, and maybe come back another day and give that guy some of my cards. See what he says. I don't know how pissed off they'll be if they catch me in here. But he probably knows I drove down here and he might come down and see. So we'll just try to leave today without an incident, and then we'll come back tomorrow and get further back in here if we possibly can. Yeah, don't want to get lost in here. It's pretty massive. I don't remember seeing that drum. I think we're going to come to a... Well, it's pretty obvious. I mean, we're just going to have to go up, and it'll take us out. And yeah, we were here already. In this great big huge room here. Wow. Big stope. Okay, so we're just gonna head our way out of here and just see if there's anyone waiting for us on the outside. You seen where I went? I'll just put my camera away and pretend that we weren't doing nothing, just walking along. Because you might want to take the film or something. Yeah. And we'll come back tomorrow if everything works out okay. And we'll see if we can do some more filming in here. So we got our old camera, and we're kind of using this as bait because we're wondering if we're going to get busted. What's going to happen? Maybe I'm going to take my camera. I don't really care about this camera. And I got lots of footage on the other camera. So if they took this camera, I wouldn't be that fucking excited about it. I still got my good camera. Love to go down that other ramp, check out some other stuff, but I don't know. I'm not sure what kind of shit we're gonna be in here, so we'll see. El Tordas, Les. Yeah. Oh, this is a freaking big mine. This is just like any mine you'd probably see in Canada that was being operated underground today. It's very similar. It's been a while since anyone's been in here, obviously, because you see the rock on the back and stuff. And quite a few footprints in here. I don't see any machine tracks in here. So we'll just slowly start making our way back up to the surface. We probably only went about half a mile or so. But it's really easy walking in here because it's such a massive mine. And again, it's difficult when you don't speak the language. If I told him I was going to come home and I wanted to go in the mine, the kid that was guarding equipment probably would have told me to go fuck myself, but I couldn't talk to him. I didn't seem too happy I was here. But then I just brought the camera and took some pictures and seemed to be okay with it. Yeah. All right. So we'll see what else we can take pictures of here. So we just enforced our right-hand rule and went down this decline. There's the outside, so we're not really that far into this mine. Probably about a half a mile or so, I guess. Just shoot a little bit of stuff on our spare camera here. So it looks like we're doing something. I noticed a whole bunch of other holes in this area. So I think I should probably just offer this kid a couple $100 pesos or something. And go underground into some of these other mines. Okay. All right. Yeah, that'd be the way to go. A couple $100 pesos, what, $12? Yeah, that's what I should do. I'll come back tomorrow and give him a little bit of money. See if that'll work. Charge up our batteries, and we'll see if we can get in further into this big mine and maybe check out some other mines. Yeah, so sure enough, we were met by 3 guys and 5 dogs, and we had to promise not to come back, and we left without the cops getting called, though. See, there's some really nice adits there, but they're part of that mine where I got busted going into, and they think I'm going back there. They don't believe on my bullshit. I see him down there patrolling. There's got like 5 big freaking mean dogs. He's walking along the road with them 5 dogs there. So I don't think we'll be going down there. See, look at them dogs. So we're not on his property here. So this is where we were, where all that mining equipment was, and the mine we were at is just kind of a little bit in the foreground behind that pile. So we found out that's private property. Found that out the hard way. They were not very happy, but I mean, it wasn't like we tried to sneak in or nothing. I just drove right in and kind of drove around a pile and just went into the mine. So, like the gates are all open. There was no signs that said private. So, but anyhow, so we got chewed out a little bit there, but no harm done, I guess. A few days later, we were exploring. It turned out to be a great big park, that fenced area, and there's just a whole bunch of adits in there, and things completely abandoned. There's big towers in there, but you can go in there. A few people are walking their dogs, but hardly anyone there. Make a long story short, we ended up in a bunch of adits that connected right back to the mine where them guys chased me out of. So we're probably getting a little ahead of the story, but so there we are. We're adjacent to that, and we ended up in these big stopes, and we'll show you what happened here next. I'm thinking this should be my winter headquarters right here. See, look at that. There's the town, Zacatecas, and freaking mines everywhere. This whole fucking hillside is just covered in mines, and this one looks pretty good. So we were getting tired. We were gonna head back. But this is just too good to not hop into. crystals and shit there. Huh. Amazing. It's just everywhere. There's freaking huge mines going every direction. You look, it never stops. This is obviously a very large mine with small rats, judging by the size of the turrets. So, and the Mexican species that we see. Well, isn't that odd? You know, you see a little tunnel, you figure, just another one of these tunnels that you see is probably go in, you know, a couple 100 feet at the most, and that's it. And it opens up into a huge mined area, which is really exciting for us. Huh. A little hole in there. So it looks like we're going to be doing quite a bit of exploring in here. Very large area. Huh. Well, that's really exciting to get in here. You know, that's funny, eh? Yeah, some of them big ones, you think, you see a big open stope, you think, oh man, that's going to be a big mine, and hardly even goes anywhere. And this is the opposite was true here. See a tiny little hole, and you think, it's not going to go anywhere. And it opens up into this. So we might be using our ropes, but for a different purpose. There's water running out of here. Yeah, right here. See if it's hot. No, just kind of warm. Warm to, about the same as my hotel water. Warm to cool. What they think is hot. Yeah. Well, so obviously there's a huge amount of material here that went down somewhere. Now the thing that we think is a tourism thing could actually be a mine, and this might be just an unused part of it. So that'd be kind of cool. We could run into some active mining operations, possibly, or something like that. Who knows what we might find here? This is where we came from. Just this tiny little tunnel. Alright. Yeah, no, we'll just wander down through there. Now we're slowly making our way down this huge mined area here. As you can see, you got some big pillars holding the back up here. And going down as far as I can see. These are definitely sulfides in here. So this is from a volcano. Volcanic activity here. Oh, a very large opening. I think that's water. I hope not, but I think it is. It's either water or just black, one or the other. Let's go down and have a look. Yeah, I was doing quite a bit of research on a lot of the mines in the area, and quite a few. Flooding's a big problem here. So they deal with that a lot. They don't seem to deal with it the way they do with mines in Canada. In Canada, they start at the bottom and they put a main hole tunnel in at a 3 degrees or so, drain it out, and then then that kind of solves that problem. But I don't see that here at all. I haven't seen any tunnels drained. Any tunnels that drained here at all, which is odd. And look at the size of this room. It's pretty big. But yeah, pretty impressive looking stope for sure. Yeah, looking at the pillar, you can see what some of the ore looked like before they took it out. So pretty nice looking stuff. You know, as you can see, it's really big and it goes down a long ways, but it's just not safe for us to go any further. And I don't see how a rope's going to help because we've got nothing really to tie it to. And we're looking at just about straight up and down there, so that doesn't do us any good either because all we have is We don't have a harness, just a rope and a sender, so. But maybe we can catch up with this mine at the bottom somewhere. Very substantial. This could possibly actually be connected up to that. That private, that mine we got kicked out of, that was private there. That capstone was developing. Because it's kind of over top of that deposit. It's not that far from it. I wouldn't be surprised if it linked up. Although I don't think this is his property, but it might be connected underground. See, it's a long ways down, but pretty interesting the way they mine this. There's nothing left here other than just the pillars. So we found the main hall level, and there's a hole through here, so we were able to get past the lock part. But they had another gate here, and I thought maybe I could squeeze through that, but I can't. However, there's another solution. See this, it's not very wide there. This rock is really soft. What we're going to do is do a little excavation here. Some harder rock. I'll just chip this. Make it wide enough so we can get by there. So our plan, we're just going to chip enough away so we can get by there. I think we almost can, but if I took just a little bit more out of there, it'd be easier. Chip out just enough of the wall to squeeze through there. And now we're going to explore this really exciting part of this mine. It's the main hall level for those big stopes we found up there. So they may connect to another part of southern mine we're going to see. Nothing in there. It's empty. I think there's a good chance this will connect up to the other mine that we got chased out of, so I gotta be careful if it does, because I don't want me to get caught in there. Maybe not. Oh, the other part's got a big decline that goes down a long ways, so we'll know. But I think it would be underneath this, because the decline goes right from they're about the same elevation here, but the ramp goes down quite a bit. So if they are connected, it would be connected above the main hall level. So obviously this is a place where not a lot of people have been real recently. It almost looks like this is kind of set up to be started up again at some point. Oh yeah. No, there's explosives storage here. Yeah, nothing in here at all. No explosives in here. So obviously not planning on firing this thing up anytime soon. It has been abandoned. We're in that other mine. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, they're all connected. Shit. Yeah, we've seen this. Oh, we don't want to be in here. Damn. It's too bad we got busted before. I'm really scared of being caught in here. Being a lot of shit. Better get the hell out. Yeah. Huh. They are connected. That's weird. I thought that decline went down a long ways. Yeah. Okay, so we know this is all connected to the other mine. Oh, it's kind of too bad in a way, because we could have went in here a long ways, but we fucked it up. And we got busted in here. I don't know, what's the chance of them guys ever going in here? Probably not much, but holy crap, I want to be caught in here. They'd fucking skin me alive. Especially after I promised I wouldn't have been here again. Too bad. Really too bad. If I'd have found this on my own, I could have went anywhere in here. Yeah. So there you can see in the background, that's that big adit that I went into, the big new decline. And so we're just right over here, a little bit to the south of it, and this is where this park is. Now, this gate's got a lock on it, so you can't get into his property from there driving. So now this is a real mystery. So we want to figure out why this park is completely deserted, pretty much. You drive in here, you don't see anybody in here at all. In the afternoon, there'll be a few people walking the dogs, but we're going to show you they've spent millions of dollars building this great big infrastructure here. It's just a beautiful place, and nobody uses it. And there's no sign saying you can't go in here or anything. So this is a real mystery. It's like almost right downtown Zacatecas, which is a big city. And this was originally was the main portal for this mine. And I was really curious to get in here because we went up them huge stopes up there. This is the bottom part of it. There's a gate there. And yeah, we were able to squeeze in there and get by. The problem was that that was connected to the mine that we got into on private property. And a bunch of guys come up there and started yelling at me. They had 5 dogs, 3 guys, you know, and had to kiss a bunch of ass and promise I wouldn't go in there again and play the idiot, I guess. Pretend I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And there's no bloody way I want to get caught in there with them guys again. I mean, the first time maybe got a bit of a pass. I don't think I'd be lucky this time, so I definitely don't want to push it that far. All right, so we're going to try to get into the Capstone office and see if we can get permission to film their operation. Maybe get into the mines or maybe the mill or whatever. We'll see what happens. All right, so I don't know how close we're going to get here, but obviously there's a pretty big tailings pond here, and there's the mill site there. So hopefully we're not going to get into too much shit here. Just waiting at the security gate here and see what's going to happen here. So this is as far as we got with Capstone, but we did find another mill that let us film. It was a really cool ball mill. There we go, there's the big ball mill. Flotation cells where they're floating the frog off. This is all silver. There's the walls. So we did get kind of a little tour. That's good. We got a little bit of a shot at the mill. That's the first mill we've ever seen that was operating. Closest we've ever gotten into to seeing how a silver mine actually operates. So apparently this is the feedstock for the silver mill. So this is the type of material that they're after here. So yeah, it almost looks like a sort of a calcite type of material. Real white, chalky kind of stuff. There you go. So that's where the silver comes from. I don't know how rich this ore is, but so it's this all stuff that come out of the mine. And the haul trucks just come out of the mine and they just dump the ore right here. And then they take it over to the crusher and crunch it up.